Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. It's amazing to be back. I am so sorry I have been so sporadic with uploading. Have a lot going on that I'll talk about at a later date. I'm crunched for time on filming, so we're about to jump right into this video. Today's video is about my favorite rose fragrances. Now, I did this video last year. However, I am getting asked this question a lot lately, so I don't know if it's because you guys are noticing that I'm picking up more rose fragrances. I'm kind of stepping away from saying I don't like rose as much, because clearly I do. But I'm going to give you an updated list. Now, the last time I filmed this, I do believe that I had like 14 or 15 fragrances on there. This time, I took you down to 10. So there's about 9 that are missing from the last video. Those are still great, but I wanted to talk about the best of the best that I have in my collection right now for me. The ones that when I smell them, it's all about the rose, and I'm just taken aback, to be honest. So if you want to see what I chose, jump right into the video. I would like to start off with an honorable mention. This one is Narciso Rodriguez Musk Noir Rose for her. Haven't had a chance to fully wear this yet, but just upon spraying it and testing it a couple of times, I really like this. I really like this. I do not like it more than the regular Musk Noir for her. That one just speaks to me differently, but this is sexy. And I know not everybody likes rose, so I think that Musk Noir for her is an easier blind buy than this one, especially if you care about what the people around you think. But I don't see how anybody could just not like this. Even if they didn't like it on themselves, it just smells great in the air and on other people. But I did want to shout out Musk Noir for her rose because she's so pretty. And I could actually see her making it to my top 10 list. And I think I know the one that she would dethrone. But we will wait until I get a chance to fully wear her. Also, I consider this to be more of a fall fragrance. This is so sweet that I'm not trying to do that this summer. It's too hot during the day and the skeeters play too much at night. So I don't know, but I do like her. First up on my list, I want to talk to you about the rose that I think is probably the most elegant and the most classy. It's expensive, I know that much, but it's beautiful. And this is called Pivot Sous Jus from Armani Prive. So, and this is the one you're supposed to shake, and then the glitter. You guys have seen this before. I've talked about it before. It's the nacre version, so you're going to get the swirly, it always reminds me of the, what is that, a pensive from Harry Potter when you do the swirly memory and stick your head in and you can watch the memory. That's what it reminds me of. If you like Harry Potter, give this video a thumbs up. So if you're here watching, give this video a thumbs up. This is very classy. I love the raspberry notes in here, and there's pink pepper and patchouli to give you a little bit of spice. There's some amber, there's some musk, there's some mandarin orange for a little bit of citrus. There's 2 different types of rose. There's peony in here. So there's a lot going on, but nothing is overshadowing. This is so pretty. Nothing is overshadowing anything. These ingredients, these notes, work beautifully together. It's like they all get their time to shine because you can pick up all of those notes throughout various parts of the fragrance. The rose in here is absolutely exquisite. I think there's May rose and then just regular rose in here. So it's, if you get a Turkish rose and a Bulgarian rose, sometimes that rose is boom, all over the room. Here, especially with that peony in there, this is just pretty. This is not a heady floral, but you definitely are getting the rose. Next up, we're going to talk about my 2022 spring summer go-to fragrance. I'm not sure how this happened. Well, yes, I am. I said I wanted to make it through the bottle this year, and I'm probably going to. I can wear this fragrance all year round if I'm being honest because I love it that much. It is youthful and fun and bright, and the pairing of the pink bubblegum with the rose. Come on, Terra Squad, you know what I'm talking about. I love this fragrance so much. It just makes me smile. I love that. And so this is from the House of Moschino, and this is Toy 2 Pink Bubblegum. I don't know if the arms and legs, but look how much I'm making my way through this bottle, y'all. 2 to 3 times a week. I mean, I just I cannot stop wearing this fragrance. This has so many other notes touted in it, but the only thing I care about and that I focus on when I wear this, that the room is filled up with, is the pink bubblegum and the rose. I love the rose in here. This is a very pungent rose, but not, so I shouldn't use the word pungent because that sounds negative and it scares people. What I'm saying is you are going to smell the rose in this. This is not outdated. This is very modern chic. I mean, you know, you mixed it with bubble gum. So this is not offensive. And I get more compliments on this fragrance than any of the other ones I've been wearing spring and summer so far. I get lots of compliments. I will say that. I don't know if it's because people know I have a channel or because I call people out, you know, at work. I'm just playing, but I'm just like, now, the way you just stopped, just like you smell something good. I do. Why didn't you say something then? You can compliment me, don't play. Because if you smell good, I'm going to tell you, you know. Sometimes you got to help people come about their shit. Then also, too, people don't want to get like Title IX. Like you tell somebody they smell good and they go report you to HR. I'm not that person. As long as you're not being creepy. If you just say, wow, you smell really nice today. Thank you. We keep it moving, okay? So this smells amazing. It's a huge compliment getter. And it's just fun. Sometimes you want a fragrance where you just feel, you know, happy and bright. Like Clinique Happy does that for me as well. This one and several others. I've done so many mood boosting fragrance videos. It's not even funny. But this one here, you know, I said it wasn't going to be a repurchase. That might not be true because the more I wear her, the more I fall in love. And I'm simply here for this combination. I did a video, part 1 of my last haul of 2022. And I talked about the travels that I had. And when I talked about this fragrance, I said specifically, I didn't think with the size of my collection that I needed a full bottle. Well, I wore the entire travel. And afterwards, I thought to myself, I need that fragrance. I won't do the 3.4 fluid ounce. I won't even do the 1.7, but I need at least a 1 ounce. I enjoyed this fragrance so much that when I sprayed the last of the travel, I was like sad. And I was like, no, I want to wear this again this weekend. So I ordered it. You know, if I could think about a fragrance to say, oh, I'm going to this specific place or event, and that is what I see me wearing there, I must have it. So I did buy the 1 ounce. This is Coach Wild Rose. Newer release this year. I really enjoy this. And I even said that in the video. I just thought, man, do I need another rose fragrance? That's also what stopped me from purchasing this as well. I also liked Moschino so much that I didn't think I needed another version or rendition. This one here, though, this is so beautiful. And look, I love tonka bean and moss and ambroxan. Whenever you have those like in the base of a perfume, you almost cannot go wrong with me. I love the rose in here. There's some jasmine sambac too. I think there's some musk in here as well. And there's a note of red currant. I think there's bergamot or something in here. Some kind of citrus that keeps it a little bright, but not necessarily zesty. This is not what I would deem a super zesty fragrance. I will say that it gives me a little bit of that chalky rose vibe that I get from several other fragrances. It just reminds me of if someone took 2 chalkboard erasers and smacked them together. That smell that you get, not overbearing, not overwhelming, but it is appearing in rose fragrances. I'm noticing that. And it's something that I really, really like about them. I don't know what that is, but this one here, super pretty. So glad to have her. Huge compliment getter as well. I was able to get about 3 wears out of that travel. And every time I wore it at a different place, I got compliments where I went. When I went to the grocery store, I went to get a pedicure. I was at work. The day that I went to work, I think I had 3 different people, 2 or 3 different people for sure, tell me they like what I was wearing. So again, Coach Wild Rose, really pretty fragrance. I still think not necessarily a necessity, especially if you have a collection as big as mine, but it speaks to me. So I needed to have it. Next up, we're going to talk about a fragrance that has so many notes. I had to pull up my computer because there's no way. I don't want to miss anything. I want you guys to see how busy this fragrance is, and it might explain why so many people are turned off by this fragrance. A lot of people love the mid and the dry down, but they can't get over the opening. That's fine. I love her. Surprisingly, though, because most people who know me automatically thought when I first hauled her and I talked about her, they were like, I never would have thought that you liked that. Not in a million years. I agree with them. I know why they say it, but look, she captivated my heart. I'm going to give you the notes first before I give you the name. Why am I being petty today? I have no idea. So tangerine, damask rose, pistachio, raspberry, ginger, green notes, hazelnut, honey, rum, vanilla, saffron, woody notes, benzoin, violet, cedar. And you get all of that. You're getting that woodiness. You're absolutely getting that nuttiness. You know, you get a little bit of the zing from the tangerine and the ginger both. The green notes, the hazelnut, the raspberry. It is fantastic. Fantastic. This is none other than Rose's Berberanza from the House of Maison Lancôme. This is just, look at this bottle. Look at this side over here. Whoo, child. So for me, this is a lot. This is sophisticated and classy. This is loud. It is absolutely stunning. This is a fragrance that somebody went in and made with a lot of love, a lot of thought, and a lot of care, and probably a lot of their favorite notes. They just threw everything but the kitchen sink in, and it works. It works. I love the note of pistachio in here because I pick it up so well. I know some people don't get, I don't see, this is such a nutty fragrance to me. I don't, you know, but noses are different. For me, it is everything, and it's what drew me into it so much more than the rose. Even though the rose is definitely the star of this fragrance, amongst the woodiness and the nuttiness, it's not my favorite part of the fragrance. Everything else around it, all of the chaos blending beautifully is what does it for me when we're talking about Rose's Barbaranza. So this is a great fragrance. I think it may have been discontinued. It's a little hard to find. Sometimes it'll pop up someplace. So, but this is not a safe blind buy. Ooh, no. This costs too much money. So if you can't get a sample or get your nose on it, please don't just blind buy this based off what I said. Unless you're somebody who, not even if you rock with me at a 90% rate. Like if you're someone that's close to me in taste like Amy Glam, I would still tell her to get a sample first. This costs too much to blind buy, and it's not in my normal wheelhouse. I can't fully explain to you why I love it the way that I do. Therefore, I'm terrified to just be like, oh, go get it. I don't play with other people's money like that. So Rose's Berberanza, I love it. You get your nose on it. This next fragrance was also on my last Rose video, and she's just pretty. The white musk in here, look, the pear, the vanilla, the two different types of rose, the bergamot. This works for me. This is Lancome's Eat All. I like the entire Eat All line. The original is probably the safest blind buy for sure, the easiest to wear and not be offensive to other people. This is a beautiful, fresh, clean. Oh man, every time I smell this, I'm like, man, I forgot how good this is. Some people thought it was pretty basic or generic. Not to me. This is a vibe. This is a vibe when I just want to be pretty, but a sophisticated pretty. Not just pretty for the sake of being pretty. I'm intentionally being pretty. This is one of those fragrances where I just think it makes your day better. Maybe you're going to be starting a new job. You want to feel confident and let your female lioness roar. This is it, without being too loud though. This is a roar that is an internal roar that you're hearing to keep your confidence up, to keep your mind boosted at that level that you need to succeed and thrive and be your best. And I know that that's a lot to put on a fragrance, but you know, listen guys, I do this thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? I love fragrances. It's connected a lot to my emotions and my memory, like all of us sent, you know, memory. And I feel a vibe. My fragrances, a lot of them can transport me or help me get into the mindset that I need to be into. So if you just do it for the, you know, because you like how it smells, that's great. Keep it simple. That's an easy life too. If you get into it like I get into it, you know what I mean. Sometimes these fragrances can just be what you needed, that added boost to your armor of whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I like Eat All. I think she'll always be in my collection. She's just an easy reach. When you don't know what you want to wear, this can be that. work, running errands, brunch, kicking it with your friends. You can even do her for date night if you're not going for ultra sexy. If you're going for I smell good, period, then you can do her too. Very feminine. Just, I love this. To end off our triple threat from the house of Lancôme, here is the third fragrance from that house. This one was also on my last rose video. This is called Trésor Midnight Rose. I've talked about her so many times before. Perfect everyday fragrance that can also transition into night. It is the rose, it is the raspberry, it is the musk, and it's the pink pepper. There are other notes in here. Those are the four that speak to me in this. Man, this fragrance right here. Oh my gosh. I remember going to Arizona and having women just fun. Like women you could tell were rich. I mean, they were out there in Sedona shopping to, you know, their heart's content. 5,000 bags all over the place. Men walking behind them carrying more bags and stopping me, little old me, talking about, oh my God, you smell amazing. What are you wearing? They did that for Trésor Midnight Rose and for Viva La Juicy La Fleur. I never told anybody what I was wearing when I did Viva La Juicy La Fleur because I didn't even want to take it there because I would have been offended when they started clowning about it being Juicy Couture. But I always told them about this because I figured Lancôme carried enough weight to where they wouldn't pull, you know, that whole pretentious thing and irk my entire soul. But she is beautiful. This is one of my favorite raspberry notes. And the way that it just blends, guys, look, I can't say enough about this, but the rose and the raspberry combination in this, again, carried by that musk and that pink pepper, this just does it for me. It does it for me. This next fragrance was my #1 fragrance last year when I did my rose video. And I think she's probably still #2. There is another one that's dethroned her. Not by much though. And these are a totally different vibe. This is my rose, amberwood, vanilla, almond fragrance. 2 different types of roses. I think there's some cedar in here too. You're going to get these notes blended beautifully together. This is inspired by Initio Parfum's Atomic Rose. This is Juliana Parfum's Aphrodite's Rose. Yeah. And I think it's back in stock because it's been sold out for so long. The almond usage in here gives me everything this girl wants from almond in a fragrance. I just think the way that it is blended with the 2 types of rose and the cedar, you know, and the amberwood, it just does it for me. This is such a beautiful and unique fragrance because it's so loud on the rose. I really wouldn't have expected to like this the way that I do, but the way it smells in the bottle is great. I love it. When I put it on me, baby, we get along well. We are best friends. We just like each other a lot. Next up is one of the most beautiful rose fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. This is so unique. It is so well blended for the 4 million notes in it. The rose is so potent, yet it isn't scary. It's this watery, strong, yet still somehow airy, amazing rose fragrance. And that would be Mancera's Roses Greedy. Guys, I look, you hear me. I'm like, I just can't even get the words out. This is exquisite to me. This is the magnetic top. This is the twist off one, but please understand though, you have to make sure you love rose to rock this fragrance. And even though I never consider myself someone who loves rose, I love this rose. I love the rose in here. Be very careful because of how loud and potent and forever long lasting this is. Mancera, boy, I don't know about all their fragrances, but the Manceras that I own go on for days and days. I'm exaggerating, but at least for a day. Like they just, and on your clothes, are you kidding? Throw them clothes in the hamper and come back next week to wash them. Still there. Now that I can speak on because I know. Definitely an eau de parfum. I don't even want to know what it would be like if it was an extrait. Are you kidding? Like who's, no. So Roses Greedy is phenomenal. But if you're around people, big crowds of people, and there's a chance for rose haters amongst you, they are going to dislike you very much for this fragrance because there is no escaping the rose. This is not a safe blind buy, in my opinion. This is not, even though I blind bought it because, well, no, I didn't. No. Lulu sent me a sample of this and forever changed my life. So, Rose's Greeting. If you love roses, I don't see how you cannot have this in your collection. If you're telling me you are a rose connoisseur, then I'm going to say, where's your Rose's Greeting? Oh, we're about to talk about the queen. We're going to talk about either the first or second most inspired by duped clone fragrance on the planet. I think number one is Baccarat Rouge for sure, but she's definitely a close second. This is the fragrance that everyone loves or loves to hate. She is exquisite. She is very, very tart. She also is sweet, eventually. She has a beautiful rose. She is so unique. I know that she has been inspired and cloned and duped all over the world. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm just, it's everywhere. But she herself is unique. When she was created and she dropped, she was the only thing like her. And now that there are a bunch of imitations, that I refuse to let that take away from her specialness, take away from her power. She is the original. She is Delina from Parfums de Marly. I do not care how many imitations there are. There is one original Delina. You can throw Exclusive away because it is absolute trash in my opinion. However, that La Rose, we'll get to that later. This is such a stunning fragrance. You talk about class, sophistication, elegance. Listen, if you don't like Delina, I literally do not care. That is your own personal problem. And it's not even a problem for you. I don't mean that because people getting sensitive when I make jokes about, whatever. I'm not doing that today. I am here to put the spotlight on something I think gets way too much hate. Now, let me say this. Some people's nose might not like this because it's a little too tart for them. The rhubarb is too much. I got you. That's cool. No offense taken. I didn't make her, so I'm not going to get offended if you don't like her. But when we talk about craftsmanship and sheer brilliance in a bottle, if you just step away from the fact that you may not want to smell like that, or you may not want to wear it because it's not sweet enough for you, I just can't deny the craftsmanship of this fragrance. This was a hate for me when I first smelled it. I was like, I'm never listening to Demi Rawling again. But I took that sample to Florida with me and I wore it until it was gone. And by the third or fourth time, I was like, oh, there will be a full bottle of this waiting for me when I get home. Like, it just changed my palette. This was the first fragrance that did that to me. This and Eau de Merveille. There's quite a few Kayali's Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper that have just changed my palette and changed me, therefore, in this fragrance world of mine. So Delina forever will be a favorite fragrance of mine. And when it comes to the use of rose, forever top 5, forever top 5, top 3 of rose fragrances. Last but not least on this list, I saved this one for last because it is currently my favorite rose fragrance. It is inspired by Parfums de Marly's Delina La Rose. This is Miss Congeniality Rose Elixir from the House of Dua. Of course, it's Dua. Guys, I also wanted to put Miss Class on here from Dua because it is the Miss Dior Cherie 2017 version, I think. 2017 or 2012, something like that. I think it's 2017 though. That original one that was discontinued with that popcorn accord, which thank God I don't pick up. But anyway, I couldn't put both on there. Like I was trying to really, well, actually I could have, but I didn't want to get rid of any of these. And if I was going to be comparing, I could have replaced Toy 2 with it or Rose's Berberanza because Miss Class really vibes for me, but I didn't for some reason. Toy 2 is my whole entire vibe right now for this spring and summer. And Rose's Berberanza just shuts me down with that woody, nutty amazingness. So, it is what it is. But Dua does rose beautifully, whether it's inspired or it's the original fragrances. So back to Miss Congeniality Rose Elixir. I love this, you guys. This fragrance. Look. It is so fresh, so clean, so airy. One of the prettiest, most beautiful roses I've ever smelled in my life in a fragrance. So realistic. So I want to be walking in a rose garden, just gently rubbing my face in the prettiest pink rose I've ever seen in my life, or white rose. It's just a whole vibe. I really, really love this fragrance. Love. I'm not using that word lightly. I love this fragrance. I want to always have this fragrance. That is it for my top 10 favorite rose fragrances currently in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, as always, I want to talk to you in the comments. Let me know what your favorite rose fragrances are, if you like rose. If you don't, drop down your favorite floral note and tell me what your favorite fragrance is starring that floral note. I'm coming back, guys, more regularly. My hope is to be able to upload 2 to 3 times a week for you guys. And I'll be explaining later on what's been going on with me, by the way. Still going through this sinus issue. I think I'm trying to pick up allergy issues. No, we're not doing that. So I'm just trying to get myself back used to being outside with all the pollen and whatever else it is that is messing with me right now. Every other week I lose my voice. It's really insane. But we're going to get through it, baby. We're going to vitamin C it up, okay? So, as always, I love talking to you guys. I want to see you in the comments. Please do not forget to click the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. Join the Terra Squad. We're so close to 7K. Also, please select that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. If you're on Instagram, follow me over there too. I always let you guys know when I've uploaded here because I know some people don't get the notifications on YouTube. I don't know what's up with that. Not my fault. Select the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the comments. And until then, bye. I can't even do my bye right. My voice. We got to get this under control. We just have to.